Hello everybody, and today I suggest you watch me suffer through painting a set of matryoshkas. I think you know what it is because it's heavily associated with Russia, which, you know, me. I have to do two sets of those for my university, and I've made one already. The previous set was inspired by the Art Deco fashion, and this set is going to be inspired by Khokhloma. I hope you enjoy Watch Me Suffer. Before I start the drawing process, I'd like to explain to you a little bit what I did to a wooden base before I, did anything. So the first thing I did was mix half glue, half water, like this kind of like magic potion, and put it on all the wooden dolls. On the outside of the dolls, we do not touch anything which is inside, because then it's gonna like glue together and we need them to open. So I put this mixture on the outside, so when the wood gets wet, some of its particles, they like go like this, and then when the mixture dries on the dolls, you take a sanding paper and you sand it. So you do that a couple of times, and technically your base is prepared. So if you touch them, they're really, really smooth, very, very nice, very, very cute. Okay, with that out of the way and a cat on camera, we are going to start drawing. So, it's been 3 days. I started on Friday and now it's Sunday. And I want to show you what I did. I didn't do much, well, not as much as I hoped I would do. But I like to think that I did all the necessary drawing part on the doll before we start obviously painting it. I would basically divide the doll in like 4 little slices, so one like this and one like this, so it's symmetrical and I actually know where I'm drawing. So I would start with that and then just gradually build the design around it, starting with the face, then the main object of our composition, and then add some vines and flowers and berries. So again, let's actually see what is going to be on the doll. It's gonna be a little strawberry as our center and a bunch of leaves and little flowers or berries. I honestly haven't decided yet. Like when I put the color in it, I'm gonna know immediately, but for now it just Also, I put a little flower on the back of the scarf because, it looked kinda empty, so I decided to add something more interesting to it. So this is the setup I have. Something to cover the table because, it's dirty enough already. And paint, water, cloth, palettes, gloves, glue, and like brushes. And of course our beautiful baby dolls. The first thing I'm gonna do is put on the gloves because this is gouache. I'm using gouache, so it's gonna stain because any moisture which gets from your fingers to the like paint, your fingers are stained for a while and it can transfer to other surfaces, especially like other parts of the doll, which is not supposed to happen. To start the painting process, I mix gouache with some white glue around like half and half, and what it does, it imitates tempera, which is a paint traditionally used to paint on wood, but It's pretty pricey and I don't have it on hand, so gouache with glue works pretty well for me. The brush is a maker brush and it's very tiny and it works very well. This is it. So the rest of it I'm gonna do off camera because it's very tedious. People, I just realized something. Those dolls are going to be premium dolls because they have red bottoms like Louboutins. Mm-hmm. Nice. I'm sorry, I really need to get some sleep, so I'll continue tomorrow. I want the scarves to be very bright and shiny and golden and very, very golden, so it requires 2 steps. The first step is underpainting, which I do with gouache. I mixed ochre and yellow paint to get something of a, golden color. Then I put it on the base, bigger brush for most of the space and smaller brush to define the form and add some smaller details. Then I waited for this layer to dry completely and started on acrylics. The acrylic paint has a transparent base and that's why we need an underpainting. So the scarf actually has some color to it, not just sparkles. Look at that shiny bald head. Look at that. It's amazing. So let's repeat the process for all the others. On Saturday, I started my morning with painting the outlines of the scarves. I was kinda nervous that gouache won't stay on the acrylic base, but to my surprise, it actually did. After that, I filled in the main part of each doll with yellow underpainting. By the way, I show you only the smallest one, but I did work on all of them in the same time to make the process more consistent, so I don't have to mix the same color several times, because it is really difficult to, mix it exactly the way that you did last time. And now I think it's perfect time to talk about why I do this underpainting and how it connects to the traditional painting process. There are 2 types of painting in Khokhloma: верховое письмо and письмо под фон, which could be roughly translated as superficial technique and background technique. For the first one, the background is gold and all the elements are red and black. That's what I did with the flower and the scarves. The second one is a bit more complex, where the background is black and all the elements are gold and red. I use this one on the main part of the doll. So let's talk how professionals do that. The painting process starts with priming. Traditionally, the mix of clay, water, and chalk is used for that. When the primer dries, the wooden base is covered with linseed oil. This step ensures that nothing else seeps into the wooden base. Then a different type of substance is applied, called alifa. I didn't find the translation for this term, but it is basically made out of linseed oil or cannabis oil, so it's still some type of oil, I guess. After the base is almost dry, it's covered with aluminum dust, which gives it the silver metallic shine. Then it's time to paint. Skilled professionals paint without the sketch. For the painting, they use brushes made out of squirrel's tail. The primary colors for Khokhloma are red and black, but colors as yellow, brown, green, and white can be added too. In contrast to the other types of folk art which use tempera to paint on wood as their primary paint, Khokhloma requires oil paints. It's explained by the fact that after the painting is finished, the oil-based varnish is applied and then the finished piece is fired at around 300 degrees Celsius. So that's how Khokhloma gets its iconic golden color. Under high temperature, varnish gets a yellow hue, and the aluminum dust underneath gives it the sparkle. When working in the background technique, and I'm talking specifically about painting part of the whole process, it goes like this. First, outlines of the main elements such as flowers, birds, animals, and stuff like this, plus big leaves and vines are defined with black paint. Second, the background is filled with black. And third, smaller elements like grass, flowers, and dots are added on top of the black. In my specific case, to replicate the similar effect, I apply the yellow underpainting to the base, then cover most of the background in black, avoiding bigger elements. After the black completely dries, I add the smaller elements with yellow and red paint, and finally cover all of the yellow parts with golden acrylic paint. The more logical way to do it would be to do a gold underpainting before black, but then it would have fully covered the pencil drawing I did underneath, and I'm not a genius and I need my guidelines. Like, sure, I can freehand some smaller stuff, but not the entire composition. In addition, I'd like to say that I'm not showing you the entirety of my process here because it truly takes an incredibly long time. And I mean truly. For example, like 2 biggest dolls I had, I spent a day on each of them. So, when I spend the entire day painting one goddamn doll, I get extremely overwhelmed and frustrated. And, filming that adds an extra stress factor. So I filmed as much as I could, and yeah. So today is Saturday, so it's been almost a week since I started my second set of matryoshkas, and I have one doll made. Can you? It won't focus. Well, I have one doll made. This is the smallest one. I did like the whole thing. I have the ornament on the back of the scarf. I have ornament going all around her, some ornaments on the back. Yeah, I signed it. And all the others are looking like this. So it's 9 p.m. and I'm kinda done for today, mentally more than physically, though this is like a bigger one, so my hand really hurts because I hold it like this, and my hand stretches a bit too much, so it does hurt physically a little bit, but it's more like a mental struggle because I spent my entire day doing this. Today I finished this one, and I wanted to finish this one, but I can't. I want to go to sleep. And I also have this one to do. It's very disheartening to finish one doll and then start on another, which is significantly bigger than the previous one. I have 2 biggest one left, and I'm gonna go to sleep now. Yeah. So it's Monday, it's 9:30 p.m. and I finished the pre-final doll. I have one more to go, and thanks God they moved the, it's not an exam, but it's close to that. They moved that thing to Wednesday, so I have one more day to to finish this fucking monster. And I'm not sure I'll be able to because I spent the entire day on this one. Tomorrow, I'm going to be dying, literally, because, you know, I'll have to put all of my, like, might, strength, and mental capacity to finish this. And also they have to dry for a bit before I, like, varnish them. It's Tuesday. It's 20 minutes till 10 p.m. And I still have this rim to do. Is it rim? I have no idea. And I wish that I couldn't feel my hands because unfortunately I can, and I'm in pain. They're shaking when I draw because it's very uncomfortable to hold her, and it's very uncomfortable to paint. God damn it, I got water on the painted part, and it's gouache, so there is like a stain. Okay, so I have to finish that. It happened. It happened. I'm done. I know that the face looks kinda, but I mean, I'll have to give those up to my university, like forever, probably. So I don't care. I don't know how many hours of work this took me, like all of those 5 dolls. I'm not gonna show all of them, I'm just really happy that I'm not a slave anymore. Let's go put some toxins on them. Let's do it, everybody. Today I'm going to be putting this on these. This is the setup we have. The last time it was a bit nicer because I used our bigger bathroom, but it's fine. We work with what we can get at the moment. So each doll requires minimum 3 layers with 15 minutes between each layer. This is what I'm going to be doing. Yeah. Go. Guys, and don't forget, it's really important to use proper protection when working with something as toxic as the stuff that I'm working with. I have no idea what it consists of, but it smells horrible. So I'm using this. It filtrates the smell almost like fully. I don't smell anything most of the time, and yeah, so don't be stupid. So the dolls are still drying because they need 2 full hours to dry completely. I ran out of spray. Thank God I did most of the stuff that I wanted. The apartment reeks. You can say that You are supposed to do that outside. Yeah, I know, but it's like minus 20 degrees Celsius outside. So had to do that inside. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of Art Nation. The time has passed as I passed my exam. I even got a good grade. I would say the best grade. So I think now we shall see how it turned out. So without further ado, please give it up for matryoshki! That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to give a shout out to my sister for being a great cameraman and my mom for being extremely interested in my painting process, and the rest of the family for just being there while I struggle. And of course, thanks to you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Maybe you found out something new. And yeah, I hope to see you next time, whatever I do next time. Goodbye.